got your chill music on when we're having that problem, right? The chill music keeps you relaxed and not tripping out too much, you know, because music can be a really powerful tool in the time of being highly emotional. But let's get back on the track. So I know all of you are feeling a little bit off, a little bit down. Don't let that frown stay on your face. Turn that upside down. And now what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on what's coming next and what I see in the charts and what you should not worry about and what you should. And now let's turn off this music. So that's what we're going to look at today. What has been going on in the market? Why have I been bearish? Why do you guys keep asking me if I'm still bearish? Why were you asking me? Wait a minute. Hold up a sec. Oh, yeah. Why were you asking me if I was bearish? Why were you asking me over and over again on that little baby pump that we had after? Well, today what we're going to do is we're going to look at two things. We're going to look at data and we're going to look at the chart. And I'm going to tell you guys, as simple as this is, why I am now macro bearish. Yes. Now, I'm not macro bearish on the level that would say it's a bear market right now. But what I am macro bearish about is this. And how do I put it this way? We see a weekly chart today, and I'm going to show you this, and you're going to go, okay, I can kind of see it. If you understand what you're looking for, you're going to see this, and you're going to go, oh, okay. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that the chart on the weekly now is showing bearish signs. And now we're getting into a higher time frame. And the higher the time frame, the more bearish I get, because if it's more and more bearish in the weekly, well, if we're weekly bearish, we're probably going to stay bearish for a while. I really like that, but that's a fact. So let's do this. Let's look at this in a different way. I'm going to pop out this calendar, this little chat here, because it ends up being on my top corner over there, and I can't see your chat and your questions. So I'm going to throw this over here. If you guys want sunglasses, definitely hit me up. Yes, macro bearish, Harry. I'm going to show you guys some stuff right now. So let's jump into the charts. Let's not get like over the top one way or the other. Let's focus really right now on what is the market giving us and showing us and why I am, without any emotion, without any care, bearish. Why I'm not emotional, why I'm not someone who is being a moon boy, why I'm going to give you the facts. Because what you guys need are the facts. And what the facts are telling us is this, is that the weekly chart has gone bearish. And it was bearish, but now it's quite bearish. And what do I see here? So let me just click on this auto here and let me show you why. Yes, what's up, Canada? You want the glasses, guys? All you have to do, we're going to do a draw every month. And I'm going to get more glasses sent out because I only have 10 pairs. And we've already given away 2. So 2 are already kind of chalked up. But we got 8 more pairs to go. We want to give them away. We have small, medium, large, extra large. So some people will have to try to find the right pair. But these ones fit well on me. They're large. So that's what's up. Now, what I really want to get to is why, okay? Because a lot of people are telling you, oh, we're going to be good, oh, we're going to be bad, but they're not telling you, why are we bearish? Why are we bearish? Why am I bearish? What gave me this inclination? Well, the daily chart we started with, we saw that we were bearish on the daily chart for quite some time. We're underneath the candles. Our Chiku is super bearish. We're really far away from the Kijin. This is going to eventually pull back up. Remember this, don't forget about this little magnet right here. It doesn't mean that we're never going to get pulled back up, but you see what's happening on the prediction here? It's dropping down. And as long as this stays flat, it's okay. If the second starts dripping down, it means it's trying to catch up to, it's basically trying to catch up to the candles. It's gone too fast, which is a bad thing because it has to pull up to there. And we need to get on the other side on a daily chart. We need to be over here. When we're on above the cloud, we're good. When we're below the cloud on the daily, we ain't so good. Now we look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart's not so bad. We're still above the cloud. So we're not completely macro bearish. So I'm macro bearish in a way. I'm going to tell you why, in what way, and what would change that. First of all, what I'm seeing here, I see this dynamic level of resistance. So the Kijin is moving. It's a 50% retrace of whatever that is on the chart at that exact time. So we see that that 50% retrace has acted as once resistance, twice resistance, thrice. And the third time that it did it, it rejected quite heavily into my zone, my accumulation zone. Now, why is this one level the most important for me? Because if we break below this level, there is nothing. Look at the weekly chart and tell me, where is there support here? Here at 29? Okay, where else? I'll wait forever. There is none. That's the fact. There's no support on the chart until we get all the way down to here, right around, really true support around 10K. Now that's like, okay, too much. You're right. I'm just trying to scare you a little bit to make you emotional, because I'm not. You need to be not either. Learn to master that not giving a crap about the dollars. Look at the chart. This is why I say what I say. I don't say it because I want the market to go down. I want the market to go up. I have crypto still. I haven't sold everything. I'm still buying Bitcoin. As you guys saw, have my trades are on Twitter. They're there for you guys to see. I told you where I'm buying. I bought it 34, I bought it 33, and I bought it 32, and now I have orders at 31 and 30. And as I bought more as it went down. So I averaged in, okay? So that's what I've done. Now 10K, that's crazy. Let's look at real levels, okay? Why are people talking about 17? Everyone's saying 20. 20 is a meme. Want to know why I know 20 is a meme? Let me explain something to you guys. $20,000, what is that level? Is it a level of support? No. What is it a level of? It is our last all-time high. That's all it is. So people are saying, we're going to go back to 20K. We're going to go to the all-time high. That's what we're coming back to. Let me remind you guys of something. I'm going to open the BLX because you can't even find this data on many exchanges. So we're going to go to the Brave New Coin Liquid Index of Bitcoin. We're going to start this all the way like that. And we're going to go and look at previous cycles. And what I want to show you here is very important for you to understand. In previous cycles, all-time highs, we have not even come close to retesting them. There's one. Here's another. This is the all-time high from 2013. Didn't even come close to coming back down to that after the next all-time high. We got only down to here. So the chances of us coming all the way back to this all-time high, it's never happened before. That's what we have. But where is support? Because what you need to understand, and what a lot of people are not teaching you, and because they're just letting you get your emotional highs of, yeah, I made money, I'm awesome, I'm doing great, look at these coins, they're going up so much, right? You get into this goo goo gaga crap. Then you don't realize what actually is right in front of your face, and it's that data is right here. And the data is showing us that we could come back down. Absolutely. Absolutely, we could come back down. But to come all the way back down to this all-time high just because it was there, it's never retested in the past. So why are we focusing on 20K? We shouldn't be focusing on 20K. What should you be focusing on? Because a lot of people, they just don't know what the hell they're talking about. And so that's the fact, and that's what you guys have all realized in the last 2 weeks, is that the people that most of you follow really are not traders, and they had a good connection to get into projects, but didn't actually know how to trade. And so they made you feel like you're really doing well, but didn't tell you the most important fact of take profit, of risk management. So this is really the key piece for me. And you're not too late. I don't believe the cycle's over yet, but I'm very close to believing it's over. And we're teetering on that, okay? That's a fact. We're teetering on it. We bearish retested occasion. Generally, we go down if that happens. It's not a good thing on the weekly at all. On the daily, we have that support here. We break that 33, this level right here, which really isn't super strong, but we've had it in the past. We break that $30,000, $31,000 support. It's going down. And look, where is the level that's going to support it? Where are we going to find levels that it came to in the past? What, here 5 times at 22K? Okay, that's one level. Sure, really weak. Where's the other levels? Where's the other levels? Right here. Okay, so we have another level at like 17, 18K. Right? If you want to use the wicks, we're at 17.6. If we want to use the bodies of the candles, we're using it 17.925. That's why I'm talking about 17K. Can we get down to that level? And what is the what are the chances, right? What are the chances? So let's look at that. What are the chances that we come down there? So if we lose this level right here at 30,000, what is going to stop us? You think 22,000 is going to stop us with like 4 or 5 taps ever? Probably not. You think we're going to come down to this level? Now, let me just go back a bit. We've been to that level before. So if we've held this level as a support level, it's actually as a support. If we zoom in, you'll see this. Watch this. So we're going back to 17K. What do we see? We see that it has very weak support, but it acted as support 3 times in the past, right? We can see as once, twice, 3 times, maybe even just twice. That's good enough. It's good enough. We know that it's acted as support in the past, even though it's weak. That's the level that we'd be looking at. So when people are talking about 17K as a possibility, if we lose this range, if we lose this right here, if we lose that, there is nothing stopping this from going to here, really. And honestly, the real support is really over here. So when people are telling you 17K, dude, they're not trying to scare you. They're trying to get you ready to buy at 17K. That's what those people are trying to tell you. Okay? That's Bitcoin. That's what's going on with Bitcoin on a macro level, right? How are we doing on a day-to-day? We're not doing so good. We're in our accumulation zone, which is my buying area. So while we stay in this area, I'm going to buy. If we lose this accumulation level, if we drop below it and we get to 28 and we close there, that's it. Market's over. Down to 17K very likely before we go higher. That's the truth. All right, let me look up some questions. You guys have been throwing up mad comments. I just really wanted to get that segment in because I think having it all in one piece is really valuable for you guys to help understand what the market really is showing us. Not what my opinions are, not what I care about, not what I think, what the market shows us. If you guys start to look at this and start doing this, you are going to realize that most people who tell you what they think they don't know shit because they don't know how to trade. So what I want you guys to do is learn this. This is why I teach it. This is why I'm preaching it. Because if you guys start seeing this, you're not going to make bad mistakes. I saw up here that we're likely coming down. That was way up at $55,000, $60,000. I planned it out. You can do it too. There's no reason. I was you before. I didn't know what to trade. I learned. That's it. That's all we have to do is learn and get better. Now, if you guys want some coins, save them for just a little bit later. I'm going to do that at the end of this feed because I want to cover another factor, the data. And I also want to cover something else that's really big right now. Does anyone know anything else that's really big coming out? Because I haven't seen a lot of that, and I'm going to show you this. This is big news. So you guys know I'm a big fan of Kusama, loaded up heavily at 280. Now what am I looking at with Kusama is their parachains are actually here. They're no longer just a meme. Parachains are actually here, and you can participate. There are videos that you can find. You can find all of the details about parachains and how all the recommendations and everything that's coming up. You'll be able to find it right on their Twitter. You can also go on to investing.com and find out more about it here in this article that they did. They also have another medium on their own KSM Kusama medium. So you guys can find out all the details you need. This is big news for DOT. This is big news for KSM. It means parachains are coming. They're going to be live soon enough. And then DOT and the ecosystem will start to have the ability to do something because right now it doesn't do anything because it's not live yet, right? So once we have that, that should be beautiful. So that's big news, guys. KSM, parachains, this is what we've been waiting for. Weird timing, to be honest, with the way the market is. But they're coming, they're here. How has KSM reacted to this? Well, one of the only coins actually green today, KSM. And now we're looking for with it because it's still pretty bullish. Honestly, like KSM is one of the ones that's not super duper bearish. And honestly, their Tenkin is only hooking down because of this huge dump. That's why you see it go straight flat, then down, then back up. That's because it's looking at an average of the last periods that it's looking for. So if the Tenkin is looking at the average of these last few periods, obviously it's going to see that this one candle would probably skew it a little bit. And so that's why you see it down, flat, up. That's why I use the predictive Ichimoku, which is done by Ali's. You can find that really easily by searching on the FX point right here and looking up Ali Ichimoku version 1. Okay, so look for that one. This is the one I use, and it already has Ichimoku settings for crypto, which is great. What are my thoughts of the impending death cross? Honestly, the death cross, the golden cross stuff, that's not what I really trade about. It's not my thing. So that's what's up. The one, the only after George. I love it. Okay, so why risk a 50% loss? I'm missing that. What 50% loss? Where's a 50%? I never talked about anything that would cause a 50% loss. Death cross is invalid in crypto, to be honest. Yeah. You know why? Because we don't open and we don't close. So having a death cross, I don't know, it works sort of, but they don't really play out the way you see them in other markets at all. So I'll leave that there. Now you guys are looking for alts. I saw someone say alts and I was like, bro, Bitcoin is what backs all alts, not USDT. Bitcoin. It was created, the whole system. This is what people, here's some alpha for all of you at home. This is important, so listen up. Okay? What's this thing? Do the glasses display trading view? That would be so cool, Jay. Glasses with trading view inside of them. That would be awesome. So you're buying at 33, 32, 31. Yes, that's what I'm doing, even at 30. If it goes below 30, that's when I start getting like, okay, all in the cash, gonna sit out, wait, see how it goes. New to the channel, Andy, great you're here. Don't forget to hit a like, hit the subscribe, join us on the adventure. Please tell us about Matic. Oh yes, Matic, my trade for Matic definitely did hit. And some people were freaking out because it came back up a little bit. And I was like, yo, I'm still short. So here's my Matic trade. We entered at $1.50, and all you guys had this trade. I told you this on last week on Saturday or on Monday or on Friday. I think I said on Friday, I was like, yeah, it looks like we're probably going to break down. If we break below $1.50, what did I say? I'm going to short. I told you I'm going to do that. We got below $1.50 and we retested. You have 2 chances even to get in that. And then what happened? Well, we started to fall. And it's starting slowly. But look, the argument again is right here is the only level supported at $1.03 and it's weak. The real support is at 75 cents, 80 cents. So that's the zone I drew last week. That's where I'm looking to get at. If we get to here, I'll take profit right there, right as it comes into this level. Why? Because it's a level of support. It might bounce, you never know. So I'll take some profit there. I'll move my stop down a bit. And if we don't and we start going back up and I stop out in profit, I hit 1 target and I hit 2 targets. Perfect. This is how you trade and don't get emotional. You know what you're doing before you do it. Then you don't care. Hey, coach, do me a favor and look at Bitcoin. Sure. What's going on with Bitcoin? I mean, we've been looking at Bitcoin the whole time. That's nothing there to show you. Here's what I want to show you. Who has been doing what? I want to show you something really important. Whales bought heavily here. Whales bought again there. Whales bought again there. Yesterday, whales even though you can barely see it, they bought again while retail sold for the last 2 days, 3 days, weakening. Okay, what does this really tell us? Not much. Let's see what else we can find out. We talked about sideways consolidation, right? So what do we see here? Oh, sideways consolidation on the chart. It's going up, it's going down, and people, as we talked about, have been selling at a loss for most of the last couple weeks. All right, so there we have that aspect. Okay, then there's another aspect. This one. So we saw what we were getting excited. Oh my God, okay, it flipped up. People, retail were buying. I knew this was going to happen because it started getting exciting and the market was moving up a bit and everyone gets excited and starts buying right after the whales have already bought and started selling while those guys start buying. And while the whales are buying, look who is selling. The new wallets, the new people. Why? Because they're being so simply, everyone calls manipulation, Elon Musk, all this stuff. You know what the true factor of manipulation is? People at home, retail, being convinced that this is going to drop more or go higher. and then they buy in, and then instantaneously, right as they're buying in, because the whales bought in a few days earlier, they're basically filling the whale's bag as they sell. And then they see that new trade they just entered while everything else was already going up. It stops going up, it starts to go down. They're like, oh, and they start selling it at a loss. This is what we're seeing in the last few days, which is why the losses are not massive, right? Our losses are small compared to our big days, right? There was 500 million there, but for the most part, they're like 100, 200 million. That's not a lot of loss in general compared to like when we really have it done. So that's it, right? So we got all this. I know I see all your comments, guys. I'm going to get to all of them shortly. If you have coins that you want me to look up and stuff like that, remember, you can always chuck them in the chat. I'll try to see all of them as I can, okay? I don't want to be an asshole, but please deliver a dose of reality if you appear on banter this Friday. You know what? That doesn't make you an asshole. I've always been the guy who gives doses of reality, and the reality is we're not doing so well. And like, my relationship with Banner family is awesome. I love those guys, man. I have no problem with them. Even if I disagree, who cares? I might be wrong too. You never know. But my point is this, getting back to it. New wallet creation, we still need to see this grow. And because we're only at 89, this is like, you guys are seeing this, right? You're seeing as I go through all this data, how I'm like still on the teetering fence. I'm not sure yet. I'm not really convinced, so I'm not entering trades other than that Matic trade. I'm not entering any Bitcoin trades. I'm just buying to accumulate on spot. Just spot. So if it goes down a bit, I don't care because it'll go back up. So spot's okay. Now what do we need to look at? The next piece of the puzzle is this one. This is a very important piece of information, and I'm going to deduce it so you guys can understand what the heck this actually means. And what this means is this. Our new hands started to hold more supply than old hands and midterm hands. And as that happened, those whales and pretty much OGs didn't really sell that much, but they did. They took profit, and then retail got out of the market. And now everyone's kind of somewhere in a similar limbo. But what did we say about this chart in the past? This bright level has to be far above these two. And these two need to actually start to squeeze as the end of the bull market comes. And that last one will do this. It'll go way higher. Okay, so you'll see those two at the bottom go slower. Now we'll go higher. That's how you know. But that doesn't mean it's guaranteed that's just going to happen. But this is just data to give us confluence about what we're thinking. And right now, what we're thinking, that we're pretty bearish. And if retail are bearish, we should be bearish because retail are the ones who buy from the old hands, which is what makes the market go up, not the whales buying more from the whales. Retail, new hands, is what brings the market up. As much as people want to tell you anything else, that's the truth. That's the god darnest honest truth. All right, the alpha that BTC runs the show in terms of pairing. Yeah, so yeah, oh sorry, I forgot to get point. So really, really important. Again, I forgot to tell you the alpha, my bad. Here is what it is, okay? Bitcoin, when it was created and when they started making altcoins, the whole point of Bitcoin is to get rid of the fiat monetary stablecoin system. So we didn't start with stablecoins, did we? No, we didn't have stablecoins like USDT. They were created later. So what did we have? We had Bitcoin. And Bitcoin was what was what all the alts mathematically are based off of. So when Bitcoin drops, altcoins drop because they're not pegged to the fiat currency, which is why this always happens and why OGs tell you that Bitcoin rules the freaking market, because it does. Simple as that. I don't have to be a maxi to tell you this, right? So that's really important to understand. And my analogy, with your analogy, Bitcoin is a Ponzi. Look, everything is a Ponzi. The first person who had money was richer than everyone else that had it after them. The first person that started the barter system that had a bunch of cows and figured out if I trade this, you can do a lot of labor for me. That was another one. So all things in life, everyone's like, oh, it's a Ponzi. Everything's a Ponzi technically because always someone is at the top. There's always someone benefiting more than others, right? So I don't really like look at it that way. You know what I mean? Great show, no BS. Nice to have you here from Greece, Ted. Kevin, nice to have you. Can I look at Paid? Yeah, Paid's got a lot of really bullish stuff coming. I don't know if you guys saw Kyle's video, but you should definitely look at this stuff. People listen. Thanks, man. BitClout. Yeah, BitClout's an interesting one because actually they are now going to have like the full-on they're gonna have like you can exchange it, and it seems like it's full on legit, as everyone always told you. All the VCs were saying it was legit, so you should have known that. Gold is a Ponzi. Yes, a lot of people would say that too, for sure. All right, so let me see some stuff here. Coach, any advice on Celsius? So anything, let me show you something right now. Anything like Celsius or Nexo, okay? If you guys get into these do really well. That's the wrong, let me get on the right exchange here. Just quick. Oh, they don't have it on this one. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, X maybe. No. Sorry guys. I don't know where the Celsius liquid chart went. They used to have it on TradingView, but I'll try to find it later. But Celsius is going to look exactly the same as YLD, as Nexo. These are projects that are going to do really, 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 really well in the bear market. Why? Because they're built for it. They're built for put your money in, let us grow it for you. And what happens while they grow it for you? They make money too. It's like a fund. So a fund makes profit off of the money that they make for you too. And so how that works is some of it goes into buying back and rebalancing the token, and they give out their token as well as dividend, or not dividends, but they give out their token as your interest. You can take it in their token, and they have all these type of programs, and that's why those guys do well. YLD will do well. Block Bank will do well, because the stuff that you guys, when the market's bearish and you don't really want to short and watch the charts and it's stressful, and you just want to take 100 grand and throw it into like something that's going to make you $10,000-$15,000 a year, then you're going to put in like YLD. You know what I mean? Because there's no stress. You just leave it and you go on vacation, you do your life, you work your job. That is. So that's what those are really, really keen for. All right. All right. I've got a lot of people asking about EGLD. So let me just look at that. We saw these two humps. Pretty funny how this works, guys, huh? How when you see certain things, like I said, hey, we have a head and shoulders. Look what happened. Look what happened here. This is such a perfect example of why you trade with TA and why you don't trade with emotion. We had a clear head and shoulders, and I saw it on the Chiku span where you could see the left shoulder was higher than the right with a clear head. You know what ended up happening? We dumped out. Bitcoin now looks almost exactly the same. So it came, it looked like it faked out, and then it dumped. And maybe it would be a fake out. Maybe this wouldn't have counted, but I look at that as something that I likely would have stayed in. And look, you would have got faked out potentially. The point is, how is EGLD doing? It's bearish. It bearish retested the 200 EMA on the daily. The 21 EMA is hooked down. Again, we know that the Tenkin is kind of off, but it's pretty much going to flatten out around above where the token price is, and we have this token down. So we're not looking really good on EGLD either. We could potentially set a buy order maybe down here at around $65, $70, hoping that it just dumps and fills it. Those are one of those things you could think like a BART could happen and come back down. So that's what we're looking at for that. Arweave. Oh, this is too new. Do we have, are we traded on any other majors? Let me see. Huobi. There we go. So are we, how we doing? Looking good. Actually doesn't look too bad. Let me just get some charts here. All right. So it's kind of in a weird spot. Let's have a look on the 4-hour, because it's definitely not super bearish on the daily. It's not really super bullish on the 4-hour either. I would be holding and waiting here. I'd be waiting for what I told you guys to kind of pop. I would love to see this kind of like pop out up here and retest and go higher. So we'll be looking for that. Like right now, we're pretty much in like a what's going to happen in the next 7 to 21 days. And we have to just be patient and not jump into trades right now. I know, here's the thing. I know all of you want to be in trades. You want to be making money the same way you were when the market was really super bullish. But that feeling will actually wreck you, because you're going to enter trade you don't need to be in, or you shouldn't be in, just because you want to make money, and you'll lose money. So just be really patient. Let the market come to us. Okay. Let the market come to us. Like Matic. I told you guys about Matic. We were looking and waiting for it when it was $1.86 when I was talking about it. It was $1.86, guys. And what we were looking, it was above here, and we were like, yes, if it breaks down, we're gonna go and we're gonna short it if it goes below $1.50. What happened? it went below $1.50, right? So we plan the trade, then we trade the plan. That's it. The Elon haters. You know, honestly, guys, let me ask you something. Did Elon even have any effect the last 4 days? Because you know what actually I figured out? Here's some interesting stuff that I figured out. Elon, what did he say? Goodbye, I'm breaking up, we're done, right? What did he do? He had a picture of Bitcoin, the last picture he had. The next day, it doesn't even matter, was the whole song from Linkin Park. And what did he show? A picture of dark matter. And the next day after that, haven't heard from him say shit from Bitcoin for like 4 days. Elon has no effect right now. He's not trying to. And this just proves the point that look at the market. Come on. It's pretty obvious where we're going. Look, we just opened 1 second ago. The market opened. So now we have a new day in New York. I think it opened in New York right now. If my daylight savings is correct. If I'm wrong, it'll be in an hour. Let me look here. I got some questions. Let me get you guys, who wants me to do TA? You let me know. Hopefully I'll be able to see it. There's so many questions and stuff flying through here. Lots of FXF. I did FXF yesterday. You know what it is? So that's what's up. This dude is the bomb. Finally, it's truthful facts. You're welcome, Mike. Honestly, we need more of them. We need more truth. We need more honesty in this market. There's too many moon boys, man. There's too many projects like, oh, coach, can you tell everyone about our new thing? I'm like, bro, no one cares. I told straight up like 3 projects this week. I'm like, no one cares about anything that you're doing right now. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm not trying to be negative. It's just like, you know, people are hurting. I don't want to go and talk about anything new or anything exciting. No one cares. Everyone's like, okay, let's let the market figure out where it's going first. And I'm one for the community. So I was like, yeah, I'm not talking about new projects. I'm not talking about old projects. I'm not shilling shit because I'm not buying anything. Only thing I'm going to tell you guys that I'm hyped about right now is stuff that I'm buying. FXF I'm not buying, but I'm holding, one of the biggest holders in the whole entire universe of FXF. So that's what's up. Okay, a lot of questions throwing out. You guys are asking so much. Try to get them at the top of that chat if you can. Coach, can you explain the difference between Globe, Unizen, and FXF? Well, very simple. Globe is a derivatives exchange only. It does a ton of different new types of things like pre-market. You'll be able to like basically trade a project. Like, let's say you think Unizen is going to go up or down before it launches. You can trade on that. They're going to have really interesting types of ways to use it. Unizen is not a cryptocurrency aggregate. It's also just an exchange, but the one that's different is FXF because FXF uses the liquidity from all the major exchanges. So it's kind of a brokerage more so than an exchange, which gives it a lot more volume, which people like. Brokerages are good. They make money a lot. Okay. Paid. All right, let's get on paid. I want to show you guys something though. This launched yesterday and it's like at break even. That's something to worry about. When I'm looking right now at if we're bullish or bearish, another factor is, and this is why I pulled this one up. This launched yesterday and it went literally to the price that it launched at. So that was a lot. And look at the liquidity. No liquidity. So this is what I'm starting to see, and it kind of worries me. Oh, paid is on the top page. What, did something happen with pay, girl? No, it dumped. All right, so what happens with paid is, you know, people are bearish right now. And if you're bearish and you don't want to buy any cryptocurrencies that are new, you might do one of these types of candlesticks. So it's clear that some people are offloading a bit. This person clearly offloaded quite a huge chunk right there. So that's to be expected. Honestly, some people don't know what's coming, and there's big stuff coming with paid. Just got to be patient. Got to be patient with it. Now that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. That could be a good opportunity to buy on that level right here that I have. I drew a zone in the past. So we're sticking in the zone, but just barely. If we can range there, that would be a better situation. But paid's got a lot of stuff coming, and they're doing a parachain and everything. So we just have to be nice and patient and wait and see what happens. Would you go into any launch pads right now? Look at this. TronPad did a 300x holding 100x. That's just because of Justin Sun. There's no way that he was going to lose and not get, you know, all the hype and stuff. So that's interesting. So I'm seeing this new coin Polars. Not many people got in, and look, launch seems to not gone so well so far as well. This is the stuff that I'm seeing, right? Like, it's hard for projects right now, and at this point, we just need to wait and look for entries and opportunities. That's what we're looking for here. .ADA Sol. Coach, if we are in coins, do we move alts to Bitcoin? Well, yeah. Well, let me show you something real quick here. Do we move alts to Bitcoin? This is what you should be looking at. This is what I have been doing this whole entire time. And this is what I've been following. This was my plan. My plan was alt season of alt seasons. The threshold is here. We should maybe look to scale out. I didn't scale out to Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin was too strong at that point. So I waited. Then I looked in this level. This was the I will not sell all of my coins. So basically at this point, which was May 10th, we started to get into this level in here. What did I do? I made a post saying that I'm really worried that we're at the top of the market. And I started selling heavily in that 2 weeks. I sold very heavily before we dumped super, super hard. Then we dumped. And I took profit. I told everyone I was taking profit. And we dumped. When we dumped and Bitcoin started dropping heavily, what do you think I did? Get into Bitcoin, USDC, USDT. I went into Bitcoin. I went into ETH when it dumped super hard. I went into KSM. I bought a little bit more DOT. And I stuck to majors and I waited. I bought even more 88. I would love to see 88 $1.15. That would be great. But that was the plan. That's still the plan. Still the plan. And when we break out of this level, and we start going up again, my focus will only be on majors. Once we get above 50% BTC dominance, my focus will be mainly majors. Because at that point, alts won't be as important anymore. Because Bitcoin and majors will start to pump again. And that's why Bitcoin dominance will start to go up against alts. That's what I'm expecting to happen. And if we do still have a bull season left, we'll likely see it come up to maybe even this range over here before it comes down into this range quickly before it goes back up. How do I know that? Well, we can just look at the past and see what happened in the past. So past, pump, down, boom. Then it goes back into Bitcoin. It's bear season. Boom. Bitcoin starts taking dominance. That's the plan. Crazy, right? I know. All right, so who's got some coins that they would like? This is definitely the wrong Anarchy X. What's my thought on Equify? I think Equify, because it's backed by a real bank, digital bank, be fine. XRP, I mean, XRP is XRP. I love AVAX. I love Equify. I love a lot of projects, but we just have to see. What's a Patreon room? I keep hearing people ask me on Patreon, but I don't know if I have time to set it up. But yeah, it is what it is. All right. Okay, now what I want you guys to do, now is your time. We got how much time? We got about 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, about 15, 20 minutes, I'm going to give you guys the time on the floor. What that means is you can ask me certain questions and stuff. I'll try to get to as many as possible. This is your time. You guys are the community. You guys tell me what you want. I've given you all that I wanted to tell you about. Now you tell me what you want me to look at. And if it's a bad chart, I'm going to tell you straight right away. But if it's something that we can find together, let's look and see what we have. So TLM. So a lot of people love an alien, and honestly, TLM was such a great farm token, just as ATA is, man. ATA paid me like a few $1,000s just by farming it. It's great opportunities. Well, look at that. So TLM comes to this level again, right where it came to the past, and we're using the 3-day, but we're seeing this double bottom here, right? So boom, waited a couple weeks, double bottom. Will this play out? Well, we have to wait to see. When this daily closes, right, the next day should pump. So tomorrow, we'll be looking at Alien Worlds to do what? To pump off that level. And if it does hold this level, we will look to go long on this. Where? We'll be longing it from right here to right to the top of that level. I don't know what's gone on weird with my my tool here, but let me just bring that back a bit so I can show you guys the chart the way it's supposed to look here. All right, that's much better. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. So what we would do is we put a nice tight stop a little bit below, maybe a little bit below there, just because we don't want to get wicked out. Likely it doesn't go below there, so we can put it around or just below that level. Why we can do that with this situation is because we've tapped this 4 times. We've gone and done our normal, and we're likely to come back to the top of this level, right? So with a trade like this one, where we're at a 5R trade, it can be looser with our stop, no problem. You know that if we hit that top zone, we're going to hit 5 times the money that we put in that we could lose. So if I was going to lose $100 on my stop, I'm making $500 on my gain, which is a really good risk to reward ratio. Especially if you do 3 bad trades after that, you're still in profit. Keep that one in mind. All right, so let's look. Telos, Verge, KSM paid earn. Let's do ADA and XPRT, but let's do ADA first. So ADA we looked at. What do we see here? Let's go to the 4-hour. 4-hour showing us bearishness. Our daily chart is showing us we're almost bearish, but it's kind of holding that Tenkin. I would just not enter ADA right now. XPRT, so persistence 1. I'm a big fan. Big fan. I don't think this is the right one though. Where can I find this? Let me just go on to CoinGecko and go over to, oh, not Mina. Which one was it again? Sorry. Mina. What was the one I'm trying to remember? Oh, XPRT, sorry. Persistence 1. This is such a sick project. Told you guys about this when it was $1. Okay. It's still $11. Let me tell you something. This project launched. Let me show you something real quick. This is going to blow your minds. Through the last 14 days, check this shit out. It will blow your mind. May 10th, the price was $9. Today, the price is 10. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Like, this is a link. This is doing a link right now. Like the against the grain, against all costs. It's going against it. Beautiful though. A great project. These guys have a commodities dex. They're doing similar stuff to ShopX with NFTs when you're shopping. I think there's some really good stuff, and they're backed by Arrington. These guys are well funded, well backed. Keep your eyes on them. Great project. Great one. Next one up, we got Telos. Telos is the one that I think Rand was talking about a couple weeks ago. It's a big project though, but don't believe this is ready. This is not the right one. I'll have to find it. Remember guys, when you ask me to find out, let me put it this way. When you guys ask me to find a coin, remember, tell me which blockchain it is, because there are many and it's hard to find which one while I'm live. Okay. ETH explanation. How do you enter trading ranges without getting killed by yo-yo? You lost all your gains today. Okay. This is a really good question. Let's talk about it, because a lot of people probably feel the same thing happened to them. So you're saying that you got stuck, you got caught in the range. What was the range? So you're talking like, okay, I see the range right here. So we see there's a clear range. You know, we could bring this down a little bit, but that's pretty much the range right here. And we likely be using it. So how do we not get whipped out of the range? It's very simple not to get whipped out. It's what we do. We look, first of all, we look for what the actual range is, and then we look to see where we're going. So the problem you're probably having is you're trying to intraday trade and you don't know how to day trade. So that's probably number one. Number two, what you need to do is enter off of the level and exit near the top of the next. So for example, if you're entering off of here, you should be setting a buy order now at $2,250, let's say, okay? So that's it. We put that trade order in right here. Okay, great. Now we have it in. But we should be aiming for the top of this zone. But not always does it get to the top of the zone. So sometimes you do things like this where you just take it a little bit less. You know, when I'm looking for an edge-to-edge trade, I don't always take it right at the top. I'll take a little bit less profit because I'm not greedy. And that's why I make more money than most people, because I'm not greedy. I just say, okay, cool, it's there. It's going to give it to me. I'm taking it. Thank you very much. That's what we should be doing. We have a new member in the channel, William Nugent. Nice to have you here. Thank you for coming and joining us. Guys, try not to spam the channel less so. We definitely will get to FXF and all of the others. Old Man Yeet, what's up, man? What up, player? I love your content. I have a big bag of FXF, but I like to spread your chips. Have I looked into Lattice Exchange? Absolutely. Actually, my group, my syndicate, invested in Lattice Exchange from the very start. Great project. The problem with Lattice is they had really bad advisory, and so I think they have great tech, but I stopped backing it because there were so many issues with them at the start. And because the issues made me feel really like ugh about the project, I just stopped like being excited. But that being said, I am close to many people that are very close to their team who really are trying to win me over. And I just told them like this, when it comes to lattice, they got to win me over. They have to show me that this is better, and I'll believe. When it comes to other dexes, don't miss out on like Serum, right? Don't miss out on the dexes not on ETH. Those ones could be really, really big. Theodore, what's up, man? I like your strat. I just discovered your channel. Too late for me for yesterday. F by the market. Don't worry. Look, guys, here's one thing you need to understand. The market will be here tomorrow. If you lose today and you have a bad day, take a day off, come back and look at it tomorrow. The market never stops. It's always here. You can always make money again. If you lose money one day, you can make money the next day. That's the most important part you have to understand, is that it's about planning it out. You're going to not always make profits, but you're going to make losses. You're going to make profits. You're going to make gains. You're going to make stupid mistakes, but you have to learn from them, and then you won't make mistakes anymore. It stops happening as often. Okay, I've seen FXF about 400 times, so I don't want to shill it any more than I already have, because you guys know I'm such a big supporter of this project. There's nothing more that I would ever love for it to do than just to basically crush, you know? That's what I wanted to. I don't want to see it just freaking melt faces. But also in reality, I know the fact is this. And here's the fact. That exchanges take a lot longer to realize your real big gains. Look at Binance. Binance took 3 years, right? So it's going to take time. Even Ascendex took a while, but they had a pretty amazing run. So and Kucoin too, another great one, right? So all these had great runs, even Uniswap, right? SushiSwap, lots of these had really big moves. So what I'm expecting to see is Phoenix Flow, CCAI, which is coming out, GlobeDX, Bullish, that new exchange out of New York. I'm expecting to see them over time take a huge share from Huobi, from Kucoin, from OKX, from Binance. I think they're going to take a huge chunk, not because I'm biased, but because I actually believe that's going to happen. People that are looking for Jigstack, man, they had a rough go. That was, I feel bad for them, but it is what it is. Should holders be accumulating yet? What are whales doing? Remember, the question is, what do the whales do? And do you want to do the same thing? Good question, right? So let's look at the bullet behavior. As these guys sell, generally whales buy. How do we know this? This is another really interesting fact I forgot to mention. Yesterday alone, net transfer off exchanges was the highest amount of Bitcoin taken off of crypto exchanges in one day in this whole year. That's a bullish thing, but that could just be whales screwing with you. What I'm looking at is who's buying. Whales bought the last 3 days. Less and less, but they bought. And retail sold the last 3 days. So, if we go up today, what do you think will happen? Will it be retail or will it be whales? You tell me. It starts to become really clear what's happening. I'm in here. How do we buy stuff like Nexo? Well, you can go on the dexes. You can go on to Uniswap and buy it from Dex Tools. You can go basically anything that is on any chain. You can go to CoinGecko, search the coin, search the market. Where is it trading? And then trade on that market. Sign up to the exchange, whatever you got to do. Sovereign's a great project. Bitcoin, DeFi, amazing stuff. Love them. If you guys like glasses, send an email to Coach K Crypto Team and we will get to you 100%. Question. Hey, Coach, can I charge sushi or cake? Absolutely. Absolutely. Cake is one of the ones that we are right now looking at with my team because we think that it is going to come back up a bit. Mostly because it stopped. We didn't actually even enter this trade, so that doesn't matter. But mostly what we're looking at here, I think this was on the daily. That's why it looks weird. Yeah. So what we're looking at here is, let me just get some levels on here for a sec. Okay, see what happened here. No, okay, that's more like here. All right, so what do I see with cake? It's come back into this range and very likely will probably come down to this level, maybe even lower. Could possibly come down to even 14 bucks. So as it comes back down, let's see if it sets a floor right around here. Like if this is bottom and it makes a hammer candle. But I'm not really seeing a great trade set up yet. I would be waiting. If you're going to go into cake, you should probably wait for it to come down and tap off this level and then go in there. Because right now you're in the middle of a range. I wouldn't enter in the middle of a range. Doesn't make sense. And with sushi, I think we're going to see very similar type of result here. Yeah. So our 4-hour busted, got in the cloud, did a head and shoulders. Here's left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? You can see that, guys? So you see the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then down. See this a lot, these same patterns, and you'll get so good at noticing them when you guys are practicing this stuff. Now, what we're seeing here is it's on support, but it's kind of, it's almost deviated from it. So it's on support, but it's really not strong at all. Like, it's really not strong. All right, let's just get this done properly. So, I mean, it's right on support. This might be a good opportunity, but with the volume, let me just bring this up for you guys. Remember, volume's king, and when we don't have very much volume, even on the downside, like, it's pretty weak. So, I'm just watch and wait, guys, girls, men, women, watch and wait. Don't be in a rush. Please do me a favor. The one thing all of you can do and you learn from is never, ever be in a rush to enter any trades. Let it come to you. Too many people are going to tell you they're bullish or blah, blah, blah. Let the trade come to us. We are patient. We let it come to us. It comes to the level we want to buy it at. And usually that level is the level of support, and it bounces and it goes in the right direction. And then you're not entering a trade in the middle of a range, and then all of a sudden it dumps right away after you buy it. And you're like, why? It's because you bought it on freaking the middle of the range. Buy it when it hits support. This is where you buy it, right? So that's how you have to just get in the mentality of doing this. Screw what people think. The market doesn't care what you think. The market doesn't care what I think. It doesn't care about my opinions. It does what it does. That's what we have to care about. That's how we make our money. Labs I've heard of. All these types of small coins though, guys. Labs and those ones, they're not going to do well in this short period of time unless they have a large cap. Free. Okay, you want me to do free? Free is a dead coin that was basically the community basically all took their profit out, took their money out, and they asked me if I would want to start a new coin because it obviously failed. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff, really cool stuff coming, but I'll talk about that when it's ready, almost ready. So Theta, we did Theta yesterday. Let's look at it today, see how it's doing. And yeah, just like we talked about yesterday, wait for it to come to the Kijin. It's flat. Right? Well, that was not yesterday. I did my video yesterday in the daytime, and so we actually did come to the Kijin. Very, very cool. So we got pulled down to the Kijin. We double bottomed off it, but the reaction's been kind of weak. Now let's see if this 4-hour closes in 2 hours above the 200 EMA. If it does, it might bounce it and go higher, but I'm not feeling very confident with this type of a candle. It's very bearish. A bearish engulfing candle, and it's only been 2 hours in and it's already halfway down. It's more than halfway down, almost to this candle. So not looking so good. Zilliqua. Let's look at Zilly. Let's get Zilly with it. No. Getting Zilly with it. All right. What do we see here? Again, similar things, right? And like, I don't really even need to draw levels on this. I can clearly see this is at a level of bearishness. We're just looking at that on a bearish scope. Let's see our secondary chart to see if there's any bullishness so we can counter trend trade. And the answer is no. So if we're bearish on 2 time frames, let's stay away for now. Let's wait it out. Let's take our time. NBS, a dead coin, probably because what's his face, Dan Larimer, left the project before whatever it was before it was NBS, something bytes or whatever it was called. So yeah. Filecoin, really good projects coming out on Filecoin called Vega.ai. Vega AI is so cool. They have like the people from Oculus, the people from Facebook that did VR. They have the people from Unreal Engine. Like their team is seriously like made for that type of stuff. And you guys know me, I love VR tech, so I'm super excited. So here's what we see on Filecoin. Got up, rode the top of it rode the top. So first it rejected the 200. Then it rejected the Kumo top. It didn't let it break out 5 times. The rule of 5 happens 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th time, if it fails, usually falls or goes higher, right? So falls down really hard, usually on the 5th time, and Barted. So we call this a Bart Simpson. If anyone who's not new to trading, it looks like Bart Simpson, his hair, and you can put his face here. But actually, if you look over here, you can see it even clearer. So there's Bart Simpson right there. So I know it's kind of funny. You're like, what the hell is Coach drawing? But that's a very common thing in trading. We call it a BART. And what will usually happen next after a BART, right now, we don't have anything except for 100-day EMA support. And the 4 hours not showing us bullishness, and the daily is not showing us much bullishness. So we're just going to be patient and wait that out. I know you guys are like, oh, but when are you going to give us trades, Coach? But there's nothing to give you. There's nothing to trade. So when I'm really like keeping it real with you guys, like that's the truth. Like I'm finding nothing really that exciting to trade except for like 1 or 2 that, like, again, another coin where pretty much on bottom support, you probably gonna stick in a tighter range. We look on the 4 hour, let's see how it looks. Probably gonna stick in like a range from here to here. It might be like a short intraday quick in and out type trade opportunity, but I just don't see the volume. I don't see people buying. Honestly, the number one indicator for me is like, is volume going up? And look at the volume here. The volume is all red. It's just people selling, right? Everyone's just selling. So, I mean, that's not the type of volume you want to go and buy it, right? Like you want to short when there's all this negative red sell pressure. So that's what we're seeing with Unify, man. And that's what we're going to keep seeing. We could see PokeSwap. We can look at all these projects. But honestly, until you guys, until retail, until we all start buying projects again and are not fearful and not scared, the projects and the prices are not going to go up. You guys are all sitting at home waiting for this. I'm going to tell you what you're waiting for. You're sitting on, you'll know you're going to agree with this when I say it. Okay? Coach, I look defeated. I'm not defeated at all. Actually, Gebsley, I am like totally chill. I'm mostly in fiat, right? I'm in USDT. I'm shorting a bunch of coins. And I'm buying the dip on Bitcoin. I'm in a perfect position. This is where I want to be. I was ready for this. Were you? Because that's really what comes down to. I want people to be ready for this. Because it doesn't matter what I think or care or what I do. What matters if you guys can keep your profit and secure your capital and keep it in your pockets. That's what I care about for you guys most. That you keep money in your pocket. C3, Charlie 3 is doing awesome. Still doing awesome. There's not $4, but we had a dump, and honestly, it's still way above where people bought it at. So I think we're doing all right. Yeah, exactly, Dalton. I don't look defeated at all. I'm just looking at charts, and I'm like, okay, well, if there's nothing to trade, I'm not going to trade it. Like, there's no need to. We don't have to be silly about it. What's my opinion on DDS right now? They never could get it working, so that was why I stopped talking about it, because I was like, okay, they're gonna like let me buy something for my son, and that never ever happening. So I was like, yeah, screw this. I can't support you guys if you can't actually get your stuff to work. And then you got CryptoCart and all the other guys that are making it work. So that's the key piece. My thoughts on staking on PancakeSwap. Like, staking is good if you're not a good trader, especially because you're going to accumulate. But in a bear market, you're staking, basically you're earning coins that are going down in value. So doesn't really benefit you that much than being in cash, unfortunately, unless you really believe in a project. Okay, because that's the differentiating factor. So that's what's up. Man, I really enjoy your value. Thanks. Honestly, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all you guys being here. And I love that you guys all learn with me and understand this market better. Now, I think that's enough. It's been almost an hour. Let's end here. Tomorrow, I'm going to come back on and I'm going to go and look in. I'm going to try and find some really good opportunities for you guys. But right now, what I'm seeing is that we should be patient and waiting and not trying to look to get in anything. Let's wait to see where the week takes us, because right now, the market is unsure. You're probably sitting at home unsure. Even me, I'm like, I'm not sure which direction on the market we're really going to get. So I'm not going to enter trades, take risks to not be sure. I'm going to wait. And when those trades come to me and I'm like, oh, this is a good trade setup, I'm going to take it. And that's what you guys should be doing too. So stay safe, make good trades, but look at it. Be patient. Please be patient. If I missed you guys today, next time make sure you come here and I will try to get you as much as possible. But yeah, I'll be on Banter this week. Rand told me I'll likely be on Friday, so I'll see you guys then. Have yourselves a good day, everybody. Much love. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Coach K, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.